I had a dream where I had water superpowers. I could get water on demand, and I could change the temperature of it. While this doesn't sound as exciting or thrilling as flight or teleportation, let me explain to you why it was pretty awesome. To set the scene, this dream occurred during a post-apocalyptic world, where resources were still scarce. So to have fresh water available from the start was pretty good. My first thought when I got into the dream and figured everything out was, how am I going to get food? I checked and I tried, but my athletic ability, even in my dreams, was non-existent. So I had to find an alternative. I decided to go to a nearby river, and for some reason, the fish were plentiful. But how could I catch them? Racking my brain for ideas, using all the brain cells I had, I thought of a solution. I went right up to the river and lowered the temperature of the water so that the fish would swim up to where the water was warmer. See, I lowered the temperature of all the water, but the sun made it so the top part was a bit warmer. When the fish swam up, I quickly froze a small section of water so the fish would freeze as well. I have to say, that is some pretty genius thinking on my part. Cooking the fish was a bit of a different story though. I had gotten a container somehow, so I put the fish in a container and put water in it and boiled it. Even in the dream, I could tell it was not very appetizing. But it kept me fed and alive, so that was good. This was a really long dream. I felt like I'd been there for a while. Eventually, I found a little community of survivors. We took over a large residential house, and even though we were living together, I still had to do a whole bunch of work. For example, whenever anyone wanted to take a shower or wash something, I had to stand outside the door and pour water over their heads. These people were in charge of getting fresh food. But since electricity wasn't working yet, we couldn't figure out how to keep the food fresh, apart from having me make sure all of the food was frozen every few hours. I couldn't get any good sleep even in my dream. Overall, I think in a survival situation, this weird water power would do really well. If I could control another dream like this, I'd say every man for himself. I'm not washing your hair anymore. Go wash it in the river for all I care. Goodbye.